and take your sips. It's time to be a little with each one of you. What will you do? When the stakes are the border rise, it's no time to make a compromise. Turn to the river, shuffle to the bridge, never we find out just what it is.
Welcome back, my nits, my wits, and everyone in between. I know it's been a little bit of time since the last time I vlogged, so I just kind of wanted to take a moment and kind of go over some things that has happened here recently. I did play the heater at the Boulder Dodge, their yearly tournament. I actually did their very first event, first flight, and I did their rookies event. First event, excuse me, first event, I got knocked out right before dinner break. Can't remember exactly which level it was, but we had three breaks right before that. He got knocked out before the second day and finishing in the money. Played really well. Just wasn't my time. I had gotten down to about 15 big blinds and went all in and it didn't survive. Also on the rookies tournament, the blind levels were kind of done like a turbo style where they were 20 minutes. So it went pretty quick. Played pretty good. Then the very last hand, I tried to make a hero call with top pair. The guy had pocket kings. He didn't raise pre-flop, so there wasn't really any indication that he had such a strong hand. But I still overplayed my top pair. Played really bad, and just kind of ran into it. At that point, I believe I had 11 big blinds. Said all that to kind of say this. So I actually got to meet one of my YouTube followers. He actually has his own social media and TikTok and YouTube going, and that is Egg Roll Poker. And Egg Roll Poker actually introduced me into a gentleman that goes by Mad Hatter Poker. Both you can find on TikTok, YouTube, and some other places as well. I'm actually going to put up their social media links and then a couple of the other guys as well. I got to talking with both Egg Roll Poker and Mad Hatter, and then Mr. Mad Hatter Poker created a Discord for us content creators. Really cool um, thing to do, especially because the people that are in the Discord, even though we're in maybe different areas of our journey, definitely all can relate to each other and bounce ideas off of each other. I know always being in the poker community, having some people that understand this aspect of it as well makes it a little bit easier and also kind of pushes you to put out content. So I just want to give a quick shout out to them. I'm going to post it here, or somewhere all in between. I'm going to keep it up as long as I'm doing this portion of the vlog. So a little bit of background, but of those guys as well. They've got their own social medias. I'm just putting up their TikTok and YouTube accounts, but all four of them also have different platforms you can go check out. Also, I kind of want to give a shout out to anybody that follows me and is also a content creator in the poker realm. Reach out to Mad Hatter, either through his TikTok or YouTube, or I'm sure there's other ways you can reach out to him as well. He has a an actual web page too. So reach out to him, have a talk with him. Maybe get involved with the Discord once you guys have a conversation. Look to expand that. There's a lot to being said for us all being kind of on different parts of our journey, but being able to come together and really kind of encourage each other. It's a really great positive place for us creators to really kind of get ideas and see where we want to head in our own personal direction with our own personal journeys and the way we kind of view things as poker players and just kind of how we see this content creation as well, different points of views and different creativities as well. So I just wanted to shout out to those guys, and if you guys could go follow them, like, comment, subscribe, all the fun stuff for those guys as well. I think you'll enjoy it for sure, to say the very least. So I'm gonna go ahead and get back into the vlog. This session actually happened about 3 months ago, probably. I know I have really been dragging my feet on putting out content. I've actually gone in and played quite a few sessions. I've kind of just personally wanted to take a step back and started working on different facets of my game to help improve. When you're on the poker table and you're trying to, videotape things non-discreetly, having to take out notes of what you were doing, it's just a whole different level of concentration. Not always on my best game either when that's going on. So I kind of wanted to try some new things while I was able to concentrate. So I'm going to be looking to get back into it. In fact, by the time you see this, I should have more content that I will be working on as well. And try to put out videos. I'm going to try to do them every 2 weeks. I want to be my 2024 goal. Um, Typically, that's just when I go play poker about once every 2 weeks. So hopefully it'll be a little more consistent. Maybe I'll play a little more poker and maybe cut up a couple videos that I can put maybe back to back once a week. I'm just gonna have to kind of see and play it by ear. So, anyways, appreciate you guys for listening to this for a second. I know it's a little bit different than my typical format, and we are gonna get right into it. So, back to your normally scheduled program. Let's go. Welcome back, my nits, my wits, and everyone in between. Let's go ahead and get into the hands. So the first hand of the night, I look down at the Queen of Clubs and the Jack of Clubs in the cutoff. There's a straddle for $6, and four of us make the call. Now, five players are going to the flop, which is the Nine of Clubs, the Two of Clubs, and the Three of Spades. All in all, that's a pretty good flop for me. I have two overs, a flush draw, and a backdoor straight draw. It checks around to me, so I bet out for $16. It folds to the big blind, who goes all in for $35. Now I go ahead and make the call. The turn is the Queen of Spades, and the river is the Two of Diamonds. The big blind mucks his hand, and I take down the first pot of the night. Here we go. I'm on the button. What do you know? I look down at another Queen Jack of Clubs. This worked out well for me the first time, so I go ahead and raise it up to $16. Almost immediately, the small blind re-raises me to $40. Now, I played with this guy a few times. He's super nice, but he plays really, really straight up. So immediately, my tennis are already pinging right up. It's pretty much three hands that he's representing, in my opinion. Pocket aces, pocket kings, or ace king. I don't really put him on queen since I have one. However, it's still a possibility. Either way, I'm probably way behind. I could fold, but I decide to see a flop knowing if it doesn't hit me in a certain way, I'm going to go ahead and fold out to whatever he bets. So the flop comes the 10 of spades, the 8 of spades, and 3 of hearts. Now the small blind bets $100. That's an easy fold for me. So I'll go ahead and throw in the cards. He shows me the goods, pocket aces. We cut our losses and move on to the next hand. All right, I'm in the small blind. There are no raises so far, and I look down at 9 of hearts and 3 of hearts. So I make the small blind special call. There are four of us going to the flop. The flop is the Queen of Hearts, the 10 of Spades, and the 5 of Hearts. Now, that's an okay flop in my mind. I think I'm thinking I'll call a bet, fold if I don't improve. However, it just checks around, so I get a free card to get there. Now, maybe there's some merit to me actually betting there and taking it down, but it was cheap to get in this hand, and I personally don't see a reason to bloat this pot up at the moment. Now, the turn is the 7 of Spades. This card pretty much a brick, so it shouldn't change much. Under the gun bet $7, it folds to me. There's no point in me changing my original plan. I go ahead and make the call. And if he bets on the river, I'm folding out if I don't see a heart come. The river is the 2 of Spades. That's an easy check for me, and he checks back. He shows Queen of Clubs and 10 of Clubs for top two pair. I throw my garbage hand in the trash where it belongs. I'm in the hijack. I peek at my cards and I see 2 queens. It limps around to me and I pop it up to $16. Under the gun 1, go ahead and make the call. The flop comes out and it's the jack of clubs, 9 of clubs, and 8 of clubs. Well, crap. That's not one of the flops I'd hoped to see. I have top pair, but I don't have a club in my hand. I do have the potential of hitting a gut shot straight, which takes some of the straight possibilities out of the equation. So under the gun 1 donk bets out for $40. I don't feel great in about this situation. However, I take the immediate flush out of the equation because if he had that, more than likely he would just check to me since I raised before flop. He may have 2 pair trips or some straight flush, some straight or some flush, or maybe even straight flush draws. He could have the straight as well. I do have a slim chance of hitting the straight or hitting some 2 pairs that counterfeit his 2 pair, and I still could be good to his Jack X holdings. So I make the call to see what happens on the turn. Under the gun folds, so it's just heads up. The turn is the 4 of spades, a complete break, which should change absolutely nothing. He goes all in for $62. I'm going to pause it right here for a second. What would you guys do here? Comment down below if I should fold, call, folded on the flop, or raised on the flop. Just comment right down below for me, okay, guys? So with him putting $62 more in the pot, that makes the pot $190 roughly, which gives me a little over 3-to-1 pot odds, which means I just have to win this pot about 25% of the time. I make the call thinking I'm behind. Maybe I can get lucky on the draw. If I'm against 2 pair of the straight. So the river comes 2 of clubs. He flips over 10 of hearts and queen of hearts. Well, fluff. Things are starting to turn in the wrong direction as I lose that pot. How do you guys think I played that hand? Comment down below. Again, let me know what you guys would have done. All right, I'm in the undergun 1 position. I look down at pocket 5s. I limp in, the hijack raises to $16. 2 of us make the call. The flop comes 5 of diamonds, 10 of hearts, and the 2 of clubs. Here we go. That's the type of flop we were looking for. So, of course, we're going to check into the better. He leads out for $40. The other players fold and it's back to me. This is the player who had pocket aces earlier, so I can make the call and he will more than likely check back the turn. And then I would make a smallish bet on the river if it plays out that way. So I'd like to raise him all in, which is 150-ish more. I think he has hands very similar to pocket aces like kings or queens. He thinks for a little while and folds face up pocket kings and is very irritated. I tell him what I have to put. I tell him what I have just to kind of put his mind at rest, but I don't actually show him. Maybe I should have slow played it more. The probably the more correct line was what I did. However, I've seen him in the past lay it down the river to smaller bets. I thought I would get a little tricky, but he made a good laydown. So I'm literally stacking my chips, and I look down. I'm literally stacking my chips from the pocket 5s. And so I look down, and I'm staring at pocket 2s under the gun. The same guy who just lost the pot is now in middle position and raises to 17 pre-flop. There are 5 of us who want to see the flop, and here is the flop. 2 of hearts, 9 of hearts, and 8 of clubs. Oh my. Back-to-back sets. Here we go. So the improbable is happening. And the nice gentleman is still a little tilty. So I'm naturally checking to him, which he was the aggressor. So the action gets around to the middle position, and he overbets and goes all in, which is approximately for $900-ish. It folds around to me, and I snap call. Under the gun 1 quickly folds, and I go ahead and turn over my pocket 2s. He turns over ace of heart and the king of hearts. He looks disgusted, and I don't blame him. Sure, he didn't have to take this line, but for me to have back-to-back set is so unlikely and so unlucky for him because that's probably all that would call his massive overbet. I just think he wanted to take down the small pot and not see action. Lucky for us, he took this line, and we're getting all our chips in with the best of it. The turn comes out the Queen of Clubs. No help there. Just one more card to go. Please, please hold. The river is the Seven of Diamonds. Let's go. We did it. We dodged the flush draw bullet. That's the type of win we needed. The pot was roughly 660-ish. What an unlikely pot, but I will take it. I played for about 30 minutes or so. The table's a good table, very talkative, so I stayed a little bit longer than I normally would have, and I didn't want to do the hit and run. So I rack up my chips, walk away with a very much needed victory. As always, I appreciate you guys for watching. If you like what you see and haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, like the video, and then comment below. I love seeing everyone's feedback. Now to all my nits and wits and everyone in between, I will see you guys next time on The Felt. Goodbye.